And it goes a little something like
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. My name is Leonora DeKell. I'm an award-winning coach and a best-selling author, but most importantly, I'm here on YouTube to bring you videos on money, manifestation, entrepreneurship, love, self-love, all those good things that are gonna fill your pockets with wealth, your heart with love, and your life with abundance. So before I say anything else, don't forget to hit the bell to subscribe, click the like button, and let's get started. Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about how to find your purpose. This is such a big topic because it affects everything in your life, right? What you choose as a career path affects your day-to-day life. Are you excited to wake up? Do you feel depressed when you wake up? Are you frustrated when you wake up? Or do you feel like every day is a gift, right? So the path that you choose for yourself affects everything. It affects the way that you feel in the morning. It affects your relationships. It affects how your life looks when you're looking back. Do you feel like you made a difference, right? So diving into purpose. It's really, really important, guys. And one thing that I want to say before I say any more is that it's okay to have more than one purpose. I think the idea of having only one purpose, only one passion is irrelevant, outdated. And especially with technology, there are many things that we can love and be good at, but first you have to find them, right? And in this video, you can use these tools to find one purpose. You can delve into little things here and there. The likelihood is that you're gonna have like one main purpose that's really gonna center with yourself, your soul, your authenticity, that's really gonna resonate. And then you're gonna have other things that you're passionate about too that you love as well. So how do you find it? Well, it's not as hard as it sounds, but it will take a little bit of work, but it'll be fun work. Because at the end of this, you are going to be understanding yourself at a deeper level than before, right? So the whole thing when it comes to finding your purpose is that it's not some obscure idea that you have to find by looking at what other people do or looking on Reddit threads or searching on YouTube. It's something that you find within. And there are a few ways to help you do that. So there's something that the Japanese invented called ikigai, and it's a great way to help you find not only your purpose, something that's fulfilling, but something that you can actually profit with, right? Because let's be real, esoteric stuff is great, being authentic is great, but you also have to make money to survive, or if you have grander goals, then to have the grander lifestyle that you deserve, you also have to have money. The good news is that money is just a neutral energy. If you grew up with the mindset that money is bad, you might have a hard time with this at first. So I can do another video on money mindset, how to have a good relationship with money. That's also part of it. But the root of your abundance and your fulfilling lifestyle is going to be in the fact that you're pursuing your purpose. So how does it work? Well, I believe many cultures and religions all across the world throughout history also believe that we are born here with some kind of purpose, right? Our soul comes into the world and we have some sort of destiny to fulfill. Whether you believe in fate or destiny or any of those things, I'm not trying to push my ideas on you, but there is something within us. And when I say destiny, I don't mean that it's going to happen no matter what. I mean that it's, by destiny, I mean something that if you pursue it, you will reach your fullest potential and you will be most aligned, right? So there's something that we as souls come into this world, and when we do, on our timeline, there's a potential for us to fulfill this destiny that is us living as our most abundant, aligned, happy selves, right? So it's not necessarily like, I don't believe that, you know, life is going to happen in a specific way no matter what you do and you don't control your fate. I don't believe in that. I believe that we have a potential that is our highest potential, our highest self, is our highest life. So where we are the happiest, the most abundant, the most fulfilled, the most full of joy, the most giving back to the world, and that is our destiny, is our potential basically. And so every soul comes into the world with this potential. And so the way that you find that, one, is by realizing, and this is something that in my journey I found really difficult for the first few years because I was looking elsewhere. I was looking outside for the answers. Many of my clients also come to me with the same thing, right? we, especially in this world of comparison, we tend to look outside. We're scrolling on, the internet, trying to see. I remember looking up like highest paying jobs or most fulfilling jobs or jobs you can do while traveling, and like doing all of this research, which is great. But I was looking for what other people are doing, right? I was looking for what's working for other people without turning inwards first. And so the best way to find your purpose, because it is such a soul aligned thing, is to turn inwards first. And you need to answer 4 questions to do so. There's actually way more questions than just these 4 that I have in my program on helping you find your purpose. It goes really, really into a deep dive. But for the shorter version, I'm going to cover 4 questions, which are part of the Ikigai that I mentioned. And they are really, really comprehensive, really, really holistic. And that's why I love them. The first one is, what do you love? Hello, what do you love? You don't want to spend the rest of your life doing something that you hate, right? Do you? I mean, do you? I don't hear any yeses, okay? I don't think we want to spend our lives doing something we hate, right? So what do you love? And what does that mean? What do you love? What can you wake up every day excited? Wake up every day, oh my God, I get to do this. I can't believe it. How did I get so lucky? God bless. Universe bless, right? You'll know it. When you love it, you'll know it. What do you love? Journal on that, all right? And in my program, I have tons of prompts to help you get really, really secure on the idea, really, really clear on it. Lots of clarity, lots of understanding about yourself, right? But in short, right, the question is, what do you love? Number 2, what are you good at? All right, I love to sing, but I suck at it, right? So I'm not gonna pursue a career in singing, and I'm fine with that. I do it in the shower, in the car, or wherever, and it's for me. It makes me happy. I love it, right? But I'm not necessarily good at it. And so very important, number 2, because that also goes into number 3, what can you get paid for? Because if you love something but you're not good at it, you're not gonna get paid for it, or not very much, right? And when I say paid for, this can either be your own venture, your own business, or it can be something that you get in a job, right? There's different avenues that you can take, of course. What do you love? What are you good at, right? And what can you get paid for? That's number 3. Really important. Whether you are super spiritual, you don't care about material things or not, we still live in a material world. You need food for yourself, for your family, right? If you have a family. And of course, I deeply believe that we are deserving of all the wealth and abundance of the world, as long as we achieve that without harming anyone else and do it for the highest good. So if you want a yacht, trip to Greece every week, whatever it is that you want, you also deserve that. So what can you get paid for, number 3? And number 4 is one of my most favorite ones, which is, what does the world need, right? And this is where purpose comes in, right? Because so far all I'm saying is like kind of principles to help you find a job that makes sense. It's like, you like it, you're good at it, you can get paid for it, basic stuff. But what does the world need, guys? Like, this is really, really, really important. What does this world need? So go ahead and think about, some of the things that really spark a light in you, right? These are some of the questions in my program as well. It's like, what is it that makes you fiery? What is it that makes you angry? Is there a career in that? Like, maybe if there's injustice, for example, that makes you angry, you can look into a career as a lawyer, right? Or as a social worker, or as a, nonprofit, right? So what is it that the world needs? What is it that you know that the world needs that speaks to you? Because if it has a place in your heart, that seed is there for a reason, okay? It's there for a reason. If it has a seed planted in your heart or your mind, it's telling you something, okay? So whatever you thought of, if you thought of something popped into your head right when I said, what does the world need? Follow that, right? It mean more than one thing. Let's say you're really passionate about animals, pursuing a career somewhere there. You're really passionate about global warming, pursuing a career somewhere there. You're really passionate about women having equal opportunity, pursuing a career somewhere there. What does the world need, right? Sometimes the world just needs something that you might not even consider necessarily to be one of those bigger ideas. We always talk about, like, of course, the environment and yada yada. There's all these things that are obvious, but sometimes there are things that are less obvious. For example, like human trafficking. That's not talked about so much, but if that strikes a chord with you, it's a big deal, and there are lots of careers that you can pursue in that area to prevent human trafficking. or on the other side of that to work with victims, to support them, or on the other side of that to work with, as a prosecution. So there's always things that you can do in the area that you are passionate about. Maybe you're passionate about connecting cultures. Maybe you realize that in our world, our cultural, there's a lack of ability to connect with other cultures. Maybe you see that a lot. Maybe you have one parent from a different culture and you see the families clashing, something like that. What can you do? You can do something in diplomacy, you can be a translator, you can do something in sales where you travel the world and you bridge that gap between different cultures, right? So there's so many things you can do, and it's amazing. But first you have to answer those 4 questions. What do you love? What's the second one? What can you make money doing? Because money's not bad, right? What does the world need? And what are you good at? All right. These are the 4 basic questions, right? So this is Ikigai. Now, if you want to dive deeper, you really have to dive into your heart and soul. And you really have to get to know yourself beyond the ego. And so what do I mean by this? Sometimes you might be answering these questions and they might not be from an authentic place. Why? Because your whole life you've been building up this ego that you believe is you. This is going to get a little esoteric, guys, but it's also psychological, so not something super far-fetched. It's also something I teach in my program, but basically we as souls are the truest, most authentic selves. And then as we grow in this world, we start to develop an identity called the ego based on our experiences, our families, our culture, where we grew up, our belief system, etc., etc., etc. And that might confuse what your authentic self is saying versus what your ego self is saying, because your ego is not actually you. Your ego is what you believe to be true about you, but it might not be. So let's give you an example. Let's say you think of yourself as someone who is guarded and has a wall around you, and you don't really like people, and you're aggressive, not in a bad connotation, right? But you tend to, try to protect yourself, so aggressive in that way, right? And this is who you see yourself as, like the bad bee, right? But maybe there's a little girl inside that bad bee who's crying out. And she's tired of being defensive and aggressive and having a wall. And she's actually a really, really loving, caring person who just wants to be loved back, right? And so that is you, not this character that you've built, right? So we build our egos to protect ourselves. We build it to survive in this world. When you do the shadow work, when you do the ego work, you break that away and you come into your most truest, authentic self. And so how do you do that? There are some different ways. You can practice through journaling, through meditation, through coaching. You can practice through really even Reiki healing to clear energetic blockages and get a clearer sense of who you are. There are so many ways, right, guys? But one of the biggest things that you're going to have to do in this journey is ego work, shadow work, answering questions about who you really are, getting clear on that, eradicating limiting beliefs about yourself, right? Learning that self-love. And once you can build that relationship with your true authentic self, then you can really deeply understand what your purpose is and who you are at your core. And that's going to help you answer those 4 questions authentically. So in short, answer the 4 questions, you have your answer, right? But if you're still struggling, it might mean that you are operating out of your ego self and not your true self, and you're having a hard time answering those questions because you don't even really know who you are. So raise your hand if you feel like you don't really know who you are, right? How many of you guys are raising your hand? So if you're in that place, if you're still struggling, you might need to do a little bit more of the ego work. You don't have to do it alone. I have it all in my program, which I will link down below. I'm telling you, it's a guided program, step by step. It's 90 days, so you get it done in 3 months. You can take as long as you want or finish it as quickly as you want, but it's very paced, self-paced in 90 days. And you get to do all of this. You get to take care of the ego work. You get to know yourself, who you are truly, eradicate, this defense system around you so that you can really love again and be pure and joyful. And of course you're going to have struggles, but you're going to be able to operate from love rather than fear. You're going to operate from joy rather than hatred. You're going to operate from peace rather than hypervigilance and stress, right? So it's not a like mental health type program, right? So I'm not a therapist, I'm a coach, a certified coach, also a certified hypnotherapist, certified mindfulness teacher, Reiki practitioner. So I have created what is called the CSE system, the conscious subconscious energetic system, and it is only found in my program, and it basically works through your conscious, your subconscious, and your energetic layers to help you heal, melt away the ego, and get clear on your authentic self. There's sections on finding your passion and purpose, and then also sections on self-love and achieving your passion and purpose. So I teach you all about goal strategy, motivation, overcoming procrastination, overcoming fear, overcoming self-doubt, right? So all of that is in there. If you do need a little support, you can go ahead and check that out, the link down below. If you have any more questions about this, you can drop a comment or you can email me. I'll also put my email in the text below. And I hope you guys found this helpful. I'm really excited for you, because when you find your purpose, when you really understand what it is, why it is that you came here, right? Whether it's one reason or many, whole life changes. Abundance just flows in, the money flows in, but also the love flows in, right? And you wake up really excited, wake up feeling like there's a reason you're here, rather than thinking, dang it, another day, right? Your whole life changes. So I'm really excited for you guys. I'm so happy you watched this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Send this to someone that you care about that also deserves to live a life of abundance and find their purpose. And again, if you need more support, I'm linking my program down below, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the next one. Bye.
And it goes a little something like